Well, hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope you are having a wonderful day. You're going to have to ignore some of the background noises. I have a large German Shepherd that's going to be walking around in the background, and her little toesies kind of click, click, click on the hardwood floor. And also, you got the birds squawking in the background. It is what it is. But I just wanted to jump on here and let everybody know that we just dropped the first episode of the Fallout Files on Spotify. That's where you'll be able to check out the podcast. Today was the first episode. We kind of did a rundown of hot environmental headlines in Ohio, such as the big deal about Campbell's Soup admitting to 5,400 Clean Water Act violations, which is like mind blowing. So, whenever you go to your store or you go to your pantry, you see Campbell's Soup. If it was made in Ohio, they was also polluting our waterways and dumping stuff into the Maumee River that then flowed into Lake Erie. So we covered that. Talked about wherever in Chillicothe, the plume, and the need for testing of Mary Lou Patton Park, and also a full epidemiological study of Ross County to see definitively if the high cancer rate and these toxic sites throughout Ohio's first capital that many people have never heard about, had no clue about how many toxic sites there are in Chillicothe. I can name off several of them off the top of my head. Allied Chemical Company on Western Avenue, CSX Rail Yard on Watt Street, 7th Street. There's the clicking from the doggy. And down on Main Street, the CSX Rail Yard. Very, very nasty. The Old City Dump, both the one on Seney Road, the one on Rennick Avenue, the wastewater treatment plant. There is so many nasty, toxic sites in Ohio's first capital. But most of them, they say, have been cleaned up. Which, let's be honest, they have said the same thing about wherever. They said no further remedial action was needed. The paper plant would contain it forever because Mother Mead would never go anywhere. Well, they were wrong. And now there's no containment. There's nothing pulling that groundwater. Once those wells from Pixel, from the paper plant, completely shut down, there's no more hydraulic barrier. That massive amount of water, that groundwater that keeps getting drawn by the paper plant, is gone, which is going to allow this stuff to bubble up and spread. And they've known about this for 30 years. Well, and nothing's been done. So we covered that, and we also covered the news about a data center coming to Piketon. They are signing the lease. Sodi is going into agreement with this company to have a data center. And they're going to put it on the spot where the X326 building was, which to me is insane because the X326 building, that's where the high end of the uranium enrichment was done. You're talking 80, 90% higher assay enriched uranium. Let's put this in simple terms. This building was making nuclear bomb material, and they want to put a data center on it. Now, of course, with the data centers, I also covered in the podcast about the immense amounts of water these data centers consume. A large-scale one can go through 100 million gallons a year. A mid-sized one can go through 100 million gallons of water a year to cool the servers. A large-scale one can pull 1 million gallons a day of water. Where are they going to pull that kind of water from? The Scioto? Well, my goodness. From DuPont down the line, just click, 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 pick up all the nasty sites along the way before it gets to Piketon and then mixes with the nasty stuff that's coming from the atomic plant all these years. Scioto River is pretty contaminated, pretty nasty. Are you going to use that water? Or are you going to pull groundwater? If you're pulling that much water, how does that affect the communities upstream? What about all the toxic stuff that's in the aquifer? Is that going to be pulled south as well from this massive data center? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Does anybody care? Who knows? So that's the kind of stuff we talked about on the podcast today. So please, it's a learning curve. All of this is a learning curve with the new technology. And the goal is to expand and get important information out to the masses in easy, accessible ways. Because for too long, the EPA, companies, they have hidden this stuff in plain sight. They will bury it somewhere in a 1,000-page report and bank on nobody will pay attention to it until they encounter somebody like me who digs and digs and digs until the truth comes out. And when it does, I try to be on the front lines to get that information to you, the reader, the viewer, the community member, because it's important. So that's why I encourage everybody, bear with us as we go through all these transitions, trying to find the right formula that works to get this important information out. So the podcast, these videos, we're also going to be providing premium content, behind the scenes, in-depth analysis. There'll be times where I'm going and visiting these nasty sites or talking with people. We'll film that. That will all be in the premium content that you can subscribe for by going to my personal Facebook page. Hit the subscribe button. It's $4.99 a month, and we're going to start jamming it full of information and contact, because a lot of good things are coming. But to get there, we've got to fine-tune what we have right now. So that's what I hope to do. Eventually, maybe get a different background so you don't see my living room and then my kitchen over here. It is what it is. This is real. This is raw. This is where journalism is at its core and its essence. Holding powers that be accountable for the bad stuff they are doing to the people that they are supposed to be taking care of, protecting, or relying on. So that's what we've got going on right now. But I just want to make this quick video, throw that out there. Good things are coming. Please check out the Fallout Files on Spotify. The link is on my Facebook page. Eventually, it will also be posted to the Ohio Atomic Press and basically all the platforms. I'm everywhere. Newsbreak, Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, X. I'm everywhere because we have to get this important information out to the communities that are affected by pollution, contamination, and downright corporate negligence, because most of the problems, environmental, fall back on the corporations that are causing the pollution and the contamination. So please consider subscribing. We are going to start building something big. We are going to provide true journalism, independent news and analysis without the need for corporate backing, because there's going to be no corporations lining my pockets by any means, because I'm the one that stands there to hold them accountable. So good things are coming. Make sure you check out Ohio Atomic Press, J News Ohio over on TikTok. Got a huge TikTok channel over there, J News Ohio. Simply the letter J News Ohio. You will find me. We got about 42K followers over there. Would love to see it grow. We got almost 1 million likes. I would love to hit that big 1 millionth like. I will give you a shout out. If you are the one person on TikTok that gets us to 1 million likes, I will give you a shout out on TikTok, on all my platforms. So please continue to tune in. A lot of good things are coming. And just bear with us as we fine tune the technical stuff to get this show the way we want it to go. So until then, make sure you love one another. We're in a very divisive day and age right now, but love is the one thing that can conquer all of it. Love always conquers hate. So love one another, take care of our environment, and hold the powers that be accountable. Till next time.